that most Americans welcomed the acquisition of Alaska. They saw it as a deposit for mineral resources and a destination for restless pioneers. More than anything, though, Americans welcomed the acquisition of Alaska as a crucial step on the way toward annexing Canada. After all, they had been told it was their destiny. Still, the myth of Seward's Folly took root because it bolstered the self-image of Alaska as a territory of renegades, misfits, and pioneers who only wanted it for the quick riches lurking beneath the ice. While the American people may have enthusiastically greeted news of the purchase, Congress was less enthused, irritated they had not been consulted. Congress could not object to the Secretary of State making agreements with foreign countries. That was his job, after all. But what they could object to was the appropriation of funds, which they were supposed to control. Although the $7.2 million price was relatively modest, the colony, separated from the rest of the country by Canada, had the potential to become financially burdensome to administer. But there was no way to go back on the deal without serious damage to the country's credibility. Furthermore, the American people had been told Alaska was now theirs, and Congress was reluctant to deprive the citizens of their newfound frontier. Russia watched nervously as Congress debated the appropriations bill. If the bill failed, the Tsar considered outright gifting the territory to the US, but worried about the terrible precedent that would set. However, despite all this, almost as soon as the sale was announced, Americans began swarming to the new territory. Settlers staked claims, believing they would become legitimated when the territory's transfer to US control was formalized. Russia agreed that the US would immediately set up custom stations to levy imports from foreign nations. Some Russian citizens remained in Alaska after the handover, but nearly all of them soon returned to Russia, disturbed by the lawlessness that accompanied the American occupation. The official transfer of power took place on October 18, 1867, a little after 3 p.m., in a ceremony attended by about 300 people. There were no speeches, only a volley of firearm salutes exchanged by Russian and American soldiers.